You sound real confused right now, man. I'm just saying.
You're right. You're confusing me a lot.
Words, man. I'm using English.
He's confusing me too, I got to say. But Nadav,
are you saying Dr. Drew has Asperger's too? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
what traits do I have? This is good. Welcome to Dr. Drew After Dark. Please be advised that Dr. Drew After Dark may contain sexually oriented content and be unsuitable for young children. Hey everybody, welcome to Dr. Drew After Dark. Appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate you supporting the people that support us. We can keep doing this thing. And of course, this is all of your creation, everybody. Send your emails to Dr. Drew After Dark at gmail.com, and your voice messages at 818-253-1693. And of course, get some of that merch at store.ymhstudios.com. Maybe we ought to start selling little.
We're not selling cock rings on
No, I'm just thinking.
Website,
as I'm playing with this device that goes with the penis pump. This what goes around the base of the penis that scared Annie so badly.
It did not scare me.
I wonder if we can make a pin out of it or something. I don't know.
My question is why.
Just thinking of merchandise for you guys. That's all I'm saying.
Merchandise cock rings that you don't put
these
on
aren't
your cock?
really. These are. I mean, they're just sort of.
It's a medical cock ring.
I guess so. I just think of it as a medical device.
It's like
I don't know.
Cock band.
Cock band. Like that's what I'm talking about. That'd be a great name for a rock band. It's the cock band.
No, it wouldn't.
No?
No.
No. Okay. So let's go to some emails. Here we go. All righty. I heard you answer an email from a fellow that said he may have issues in the bedroom because he had seen his father having sex once. My pa put on a clinic. It was like 2 days in Atlanta. This went on since before I can remember. Also, all the way up until leaving home. Now, I'm not saying he was banging broads in front of me all the time, but it did happen often. Normal, or should I talk to a therapist? Not normal.
And definitely talk to a therapist.
Well, it's up to you. If you're having symptoms or trouble functioning, then definitely speak to somebody. To me, I worry more about who your dad was, that he thought this was a good idea, and how that might have influenced your character development, but whatever. Masturbating with vacuum. One day I was alone.
Moving on.
One day I was alone vacuuming when I had a bright idea to use the suck part of the vacuum like a $10 lot lizard on my ball sack. Okay, so he put ladies, listen carefully, because I'm going to teach you how fucked up the male brain is. He put the whole hose of the vacuum over his penis. Now,
that could cause some damage.
But he said he did it to the nutsack, so he just kind of right on the balls. Just
no. He
meant the dick,
like a lot lizard on my ball sack. He means like somebody was, he must be quoting one of our videos. Something
a lot lizard is a streetwalker.
Yes, but on my ball sack. But so he said, okay, I masturbated enough to get hard, but nowhere near ejaculation. I put the vacuum sucker on my balls, where it sucked real hard, which made my coin purse shake and rattle. We eventually got it on the balls, makes it sort of, shake. It hurt a lot, but in a good way. I used to use every bit of concentration to turn the vacuum off because I couldn't see. My eyes were rolled up in the back of my head, and my whole body was convulsing, and I started to come everywhere. I sounded like a dying animal. Thank God no one was home. Afterwards, I needed to take a seat. I was confused at what had happened, and suddenly sweating and out of breath, and 5 stars. I haven't done it since because it was a little scary and it hurt a lot. I was wondering, why does getting your balls sucked feel good? Why did I come from it? I thought you needed to touch at least 4 strokes to come. Piss on me, beat me. Gentlemen, any theories?
So, hold on. He's asking why a vacuum on his nuts made him come?
So, essentially...
Am I hearing that right?
He described it very carefully. You have to listen to what this guy was saying. First of all, how many in the booth have put the vacuum over their penis?
Never.
Fuck no.
2 or 3, never done
Also
it. Okay.
No.
3.
3 have never done it.
3 have not done it.
Okay, it's actually a fairly common thing. I have not done it, but it's a fairly common thing for young males to do. They will. Young males start thinking of things to put their penis in. They do it. That's a thing that they do. And of course, something that is sucking that naturally. Oh, I'm going to try that. What he described was that the suction was incomplete on his testes, and so it was causing a flapping motion. And that was like a vibrator to his penis, essentially. And that's why
sounds a little cooler.
Yeah, and that's why he had this orgasm, whatever. Anyway, I don't know what to do with you all. Hi, Hitler. I'm a 30-year-old woman, 7 months postpartum. She had a baby 7 months ago. Ever since having had my baby, I prefer anal over vaginal sex. My husband and I have rough anal every other day because I worry about my butthole being too loose. He says it shouldn't be a problem to have anal every day so long as I do Kegels. I like the way he's like, no, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Is it safe to have anal every day with no long-term consequences? You bet I'm come up in May. It can be safe. You don't want to tear the tissue, right? You can cause fissures and hemorrhoids. And, I remember I talked to a nurse once who was a sales rep for a prosthetic company, and one of their best-selling items was a prosthetic anus, which I don't know if I've never had a chance to check out if that was true or not. But if he is normal size and you're not in pain and there's no bleeding or tearing and your function is normal, you're giving it a little bit of a workout. I worry about it. Again, as I said, getting hemorrhoids or fissures and fistulas and that kind of thing, but you can't necessarily say something bad is going to happen.
But is every other day enough downtime? Can you recover from a hardcore ass fucking?
But
what do you also said rough? So
yeah, but I do want to get deep into your ass crack, of course. But I don't know. I don't know what recovery means from something like that. I don't know what it gives you to sit out a week. I just don't know. There's no literature on this. That is for sure. Interaction between white and yellow. Hey there, chomos. When I got to tugging on the old pocket snake, I normally go pee first so there aren't any interruptions. But just recently I found out that if I milk my salami when I have the initial urge to urinate, all right, he has a better orgasm. He says, white rockets out of me just like I took 12 Benadryl.
Oh.
Does it have something to do with pressure in the bladder from the pee? I hope you can give me some insight in this. Otherwise, how do you get a job here, fuckface? I'll massage your hole and you bet, I'll massage your little hole and you bet I'll be coming up in May. Nashan from Tampa. Nashan, yes, it's the pressure on the prostate probably that causes the stimulation, right? Because some people like their prostate stimulated from behind. Well, you can stimulate it by having a full bladder. Guess what? And women sometimes find more easy to orgasm or more intense orgasm if they're having to hold their bladder. 25-year-old male. I've noticed when I am in the moment during sex, kissing, masturbating, I find that my mind starts to wander and I think about other things. Usually how to do something I don't know how to do or how to complete something I'm working on. Wow, it's like a woman doing her laundry list or her grocery list. I would assume I would be thinking about making white or how those big tits fart. But since sex is the best and not being a fucking nerd, am I talked? Evan, I don't know what's going on here. Something isn't quite right. I don't know if something is affecting your libido, like medication or a medical problem. They're common medical problems affect libido, because usually at 25, when you're engaged in something like that, that's pretty much all you're interested in. It's hard to take your focus off of it.
Maybe therapy is a good option.
Well,
sounds like trauma to me.
It's possible that he's dissociating during sex and he's been traumatized around it somehow. But I don't know. He doesn't give me enough information to really know what's going on here. Only thing I would say, as always, is don't jump to psychological explanations for everything. Biological things happen commonly. Anxious about being intimate. 23-year-old female. I'm a virgin, but extremely embarrassed about it. I want to have sexual experience, but I've been suffering from panic attacks, anxiety, OCD my whole life. Every time the opportunity presents itself, I go into a fight or flight mode. Usually my panic stems from feeling of being trapped, especially in a social situation with another human being, like a romantic relationships. I want to be intimate with a man. I daydream about finally having a boyfriend, but I still can't get past my anxiety. Also, I think I should mention I had a very normal childhood. Virtually no trauma growing up. I've thought maybe I'm asexual, but I definitely want to see where it spits. So I ruled that out. Thank you, Emily. How can I get over this panic and finally have intimacy in relationships? So, and this is Emily. So, Emily, when I talk about are your symptoms giving you trouble functioning? This is trouble functioning, right? Functioning is in relationships, work or school, finance, legal, health. Any of those areas of your life are become problematic, or you create health problems, or you get into legal trouble. That is trouble functioning in those areas. So I'm suspicious that this is more of an OCD type thing. You'd have to see somebody to get it fully evaluated. There, of course, are treatments. I would hope you would do more talk therapy than medication therapy. Exposure is how we deal with most of these things. That's why it has that OCD flavor to me. It feels like if we could get you somehow, and I don't know how an exposure therapist would do this, some supported exposure of getting into a relationship slowly. They probably could. I would think a really good therapist could support you as you sort of make slow moves, like you have a coffee date and then you go back and talk about it, or then you have a dinner date and you go back and talk about it. It's sort of slow exposure. You learn to tolerate your anxiety. The panic comes because you're sort of so dysregulated from the circumstance. But I think it just feels like an exposure therapy would really help you. So check that out. Plan B and heavy periods. Recently, I took the morning after pill twice in a month. Thankfully, it did end up getting my period, but it's insanely heavy. I have bled through super tampons, the second largest tampon available, thank you, in just a few hours. When I sit down on the toilet, my tampon falls out because it's so full. Once it's out, a bunch of clots pop out. Gentlemen, would you like to have to deal with this? Women deal with this kind of stuff all the time. My question is this abnormally heavy period due to taking the morning after pill? Yes, it is. Taking that pill will screw your period up for a little while afterwards. And menometrorrhagia, heavy painful periods, is not uncommon. Why, you guys leave me out of the jokes in the booth. Come on now, what's going on? I see you in there laughing hysterically, and I don't get to be a part of it.
I've never heard of a tampon being so heavy it falls out. I just haven't heard that.
I'm glad that impressed you. I'm glad.
Yeah, really impressed me.
It's Annie. Are you dissociating today? I sort of feel like you go in and out a little bit, but you're mostly present, right?
No, I'm present. I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm
that's what I thought. Okay, I want to make sure I'm just testing my any DAR, my any gauge.
Any DAR.
Asshole obsession. Why am I so obsessed with assholes? This is Noah. When I watch porn, there has to be a butthole involved.
Huh.
When I have sex with my wife, I still enjoy her V-hole, but it sometimes takes a while. When I stare at or put my finger in her dirty star, it's like a load ejection button. I just instantly drain my balls.
That's pretty cool. You
don't drain your balls, right? You guys you've heard me say this before?
Right, you drain your bladder.
You drain your seminal vesicles. Does this mean I'm gay? Please tell me, is this normal? I hope to see those big tits fart when I come up in May. It's not normal in the sense that most people enjoy this, but it's not abnormal in the sense that it means anything at all. It certainly doesn't mean you're gay. Here's how you can tell you're gay. You ready?
Yes.
Guys, can you guess?
You like fucking guys?
You want to have sex with men. Exactly. Exactly. That's how you can tell you're gay. Preoccupations with the asshole is kind of interesting. I'm going to bet it has something to do with porn exposure. We still don't. Again, it's something I think I've expressed before, is that males have this period of development from 12 to 15, 12 to 14, where the things that they are exposed to that are sexual and intense become preferences. They really, now obviously already males have some sort of stuff they like, but the stuff that really catches their fancy around that age becomes fixed. I mean, I've just noticed this over and over again. Men can talk about, have we ever talked about this with you guys? You ever thought about things you like that are related to porns you saw when you were 13 or 14, or images you saw when you were that age, and you were like, oh, I like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what turns into a fetish, right?
It doesn't have to turn into a fetish. It can turn into preferences. Yeah, it's just, I like somebody that looks like that. I saw that in Playboy in 1976. I used to hear that kind of shit a lot back in the 90s.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Now, it's weird though now, because you guys are exposed to all this pornography at that age. So I don't know it's so overwhelming. I don't know how you even set a preference. When you started looking, how old were you when you started looking at porn?
The internet was just coming up to the point, when I started, I didn't start really masturbating, I think, till 9th or 10th grade. I was a little late.
That's a little late. It was not
unusual. Super late.
Yeah.
But it was all stuff that you had to download, and you had no idea what the fuck you were downloading.
Okay.
I'm just going to download 30 things, and then
and
hopefully
so what? And did you start to find stuff you liked right away?
Yeah.
Okay, so you had preferences right away. It wasn't so overwhelming that you're like, oh my god, it's just I like all of it. I can't figure. You know what I mean?
Right. It wasn't. It was like, there's too much to choose from.
Right.
Back then there really wasn't.
All right, Annie, go.
At least for me.
Annie, what happened? Go.
Oh man, mine's not fun. You don't want to know mine.
Of course I do. Of course I do.
No, it's not fun, man.
Because it does it involve seeing porn?
No.
The sexual abuse stuff.
Yes,
yeah. And that set a preference?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, that happens. That happens a lot.
Yeah.
And I think when kids are exposed to sexual material, it's kind of overwhelming to them, even if they like it. And it just sets in this preference. It's just like, oh, I like that.
It's I mean, again, like hearing this dude, the way that he explained it, it sounds like a fetish because, yeah, mine ain't a preference. It ain't like, I kind of.
You have
prefer.
to have
it's
it.
like
You have
if it
to
ain't
have
there,
it.
it's gonna be.
Yeah.
It's a process to like get through it if
Yeah.
it's not there.
Yeah. So that's Annie is exactly right. A true fetish is not something that necessarily makes you climax, but it's something you have to have in order to function sexually. And that's a fetish, whatever it might be. And he's not saying he has to have it. He says it causes an immediate reaction. So it's fetish-ish, fetish-esque.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I guess so. Yeah.
And we're gonna hear from our third partner here.
Oh yeah, Danny's in.
Danny's
Yeah,
in there.
when did I start jerking off? Is that
And the question was really, did what you saw, whether it was pictures or pornography, set any kind of preferences for you sexually? The stuff you saw when you're like 12 to 14.
Yeah, I don't think any of that stuff stuck. I used to watch a lot of like big busty European MILFs.
Oh yeah.
And I haven't been with any of that has
European.
Yeah,
like
why
women,
European?
like women
like-
with like English as a second language.
Why?
Wait,
why
did they
you're-
speak English in it?
I think there was some English, but it was through a thick accent.
Why European? Why?
I think I kind of told the story. The first girl I dated got deported back to Poland, so maybe there's something in there wrapped up.
Yeah. So do you like accents now?
I love accents.
You're proving my fucking point. That's what I
shit,
said. It doesn't have to be, it's just a something that your brain clicks into, and that's the preference then.
I actually have kind of on the same topic. Like when, on the rare occasion that I do masturbate.
Oh yeah, of course.
I don't know, like, because it's like you're watching it for the act. But for some reason, like if they're not speaking English in it, automatically I'm like, I can't even understand this language of sex.
It turns you off. That makes sense to me. And it's, again, part of those preferential systems that get set in. Like, how does somebody express what they're experiencing in another language you're not used to? You don't know what's going on.
Right.
No, I get that. I get why that
Okay.
would be sort of unpleasant. I
Right, so
also
it's
get
not-
that it could be a preference for some people, or they could get used to it or whatever. Why does my boyfriend come so much? My name is Brittany. I'm 32. My boyfriend 37. Recently divorced after 13 years. I have a very high sex drive. I have a very high sex drive, and I guess he wasn't getting it that much while married. My question is, he says, I make him come more than he's ever come in his life. It's literally enough to fill up a shot glass and then some. He's had a vasectomy 7 years ago. If that means anything, it does not. I'm wondering if this is normal being with a new woman, or if it's just I have the best vagina. He says I make him feel like he's 19 again. I'm curious if the amount of cum is normal or if something is wrong.
I say just take the compliment, right?
Yeah, Brittany. So the degree of sexual arousal in some men can determine the amount of semen that's being produced. It's much like if somebody sees a meal and they're hungry and they salivate. It's a very similar phenomenon that you can think of it that way in the prostate. Will produce a bunch of fluid when it's highly stimulated. And now we're from our sponsor, BetterHelp. How would you take care of a car if you had to keep the same car your entire life? Well, that's how our brains work. We have them our entire life. Why don't we treat them that way? How we care for our brain and our minds affects how we experience life. So it's important to invest time and care into keeping them healthy. And there are plenty of ways to support a healthy brain: exercise, learning a new language, getting adequate sleep. Also now BetterHelp online therapy. As you know, I've sent family, patients, friends for BetterHelp and been extremely pleased with the quality of the therapist and the services they get there. BetterHelp is online therapy that offers video, phone, even live chat therapy sessions. You don't have to see anyone if you don't want to on camera. You're not going to have to run anybody in a waiting room, so there's no excuse. There should be no stigma involved in any of this. And you can be matched with your therapist in under 48 hours. Dr. Drew After Dark listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/afterdark. One more time, that is BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/afterdark. We've all been there. Seemingly out of nowhere, you get hit by an unexpected bill or expense. And when it happens, it can feel like the weight of the world is coming down on you. And it's normal not to know where to turn. Luckily, Upstart is here to help. Upstart-powered personal loans can help you pay down high-interest debt all online with simple, easy-to-understand payment terms. If I were younger and got stuck with something I didn't expect, thank God I would have had Upstart to help me crawl out from under those high-interest rate loans or credit cards. Upstart knows you are more than just your credit score. So rather than looking at your credit score alone, Upstart considers models and other factors that, like your employment, your income, other information provided in your loan application, to find you a smarter rate for your loan. Don't wait and check your rate today at upstart.com/Dr. Drew. That is upstart.com/Dr. Drew to check your rate today. Don't forget to use our URL to let them know that we sent you. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. Go to upstart.com/Dr. Drew. Now, some guys have not much storage space in those seminal vesicles, and some guys have lots of storage space, so it'll all fill up and you get a big volume. That's just the way it is. It doesn't really mean anything. It's definitely nothing wrong. I love the way women think there's something wrong with it. It's wild. Now, here's the other thing. I remember she talks about having the best vagina ever. I don't want to disappoint her, but his arousal has nothing to do with her vagina. Right? Gentlemen, back me up on this.
Right. It has to do with her personality, right?
And what he's seeing and likes and what is it about her and her sexual responsiveness and whatever it is, he likes all of it. The vagina is sort of goes without saying. You know what I mean? They're all...
It's one piece of the formula.
Yeah. I remember I was listening to Cardi B talk the other day, and she was like, "Oh, the vagina's so good. My vagina's so good." And I'm thinking, yeah, that's part of it, but that's not really what he's into. He's into your whole thing.
Right. It's the WAP plus all the other stuff.
This is what we were talking about last show with Chad, right? Men have their zone of stuff they're into. So there's probably different elements to this too, right? There's things that we find attractive. We were talking about that last time. There are things that we find desirable, like that make us sort of sexually aroused. There are things that we want in somebody whom we want a relationship with. And these are all really kind of different categories. And there are things that really get us going sexually that are, again, yet kind of another category. Do you guys agree with me on this? That they all kind of can blend together for sure. And one can be completely unimportant or one can be super important. Right. But there's kind of different things going on in our head in terms of the choices we make and what's happening to us. Yes? Everybody agree?
Yeah.
Anybody disagree? No? Okay. Peener pain. 39-year-old male. For the past year or so, I've had pain on the right side of the base of my penis. For most of the time, it's a dull pain. It's always there, but the pain gets a little more intense along the length of the right side. Ooh. I avoid the doctor under normal conditions, but when it comes to something personal, I especially don't want to go. What can be done for this? It's worth having checked out. Yes, it's worth having checked out because there could be some inflammation there. It could be part of sort of a Peyronie syndrome, right?
That's what I was going to guess.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
That's the curvies.
Yeah, the curvies. And so that inflammation can turn into a scar and kind of move the penis that direction. You get a nice big turn signal. Yeah, we should know what that is. That should be looked into. Check it out. Only enjoy sex on drugs. I don't want to do that. I'm tired of drug talk. This is good. Is dick hair common, gentlemen?
Dick hair?
Palm tree. My name is Francesco. I'm 23-year-old Portuguese, uncircumcised. I have hair all along my penis. It's actually quite a lot of pubic hair, and I have no problem shaving it, but shaving my actual dick is always a fearful undertaking, and I've cut some skin in the past. It always bothered me. I shave it as often as possible, but I would like to know if this something occurs more often than I think. Anyways, piss on me, you bet I'm coming up in May. Anybody?
I do not have hair growing.
You don't have a turtleneck of hair?
I used to dream that that's how it was going to be, though.
Ooh.
Like I thought that I drew that my dick had dreamed that my dick had a fucking palm tree on it.
Yeah, like it was like a fir tree.
Yeah,
right?
I thought that's how it was gonna happen.
No, thank goodness it did not. I guess. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't know what was correct, so it happened, and I'm like, oh fuck, it's on my balls. Like this isn't good. Like I'm all fucked up.
I like the way everything normally happens to you. You figure something wrong with you. It's awesome.
Wait, so this is like the kind of like the Wolfman, but just
Yeah.
on the shaft of his dick.
Yeah. It is not that common, but it does happen, and it does bother people.
His dick has sideburns.
It's a fir tree, man. It's a turtleneck.
Wait, but does that mean that it also grows on the head or
No,
just along the
it tends to grow up the
skin?
shaft. Yeah, no,
Okay.
I've never seen anybody have it in the head. I've actually seen hairs out of the urethra occasionally, but not. Yeah, those are fun. Yeah, right. Who said that?
Ouch.
What?
Yeah, those
Wait,
are-
hold on. Tell me more about that. How does that happen?
I don't
How
really
rare
know
is
much
that?
about it. I've seen it though.
Do you have to have that plucked or
Yeah,
shaved?
men tend to pluck it. Yeah, they yeah, it does not feel good. It's aberrant, obviously. I don't know. I would send that to your urologist if I saw it. Anyway,
Could you laser that?
well, you can laser this. You can laser the penis, and that's what I was going to say. Is that the guys that get this usually get laser. I mean, that's what I understand anyway. So, and you can imagine that even if you shaved, you'd have stubble. That's not exactly great.
Yeah, and he said casually, he's like, I've cut skin a couple times.
Yeah.
Like, fuck on my dick.
Yeah,
Oh
that's-
shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, well, good times.
That's just like throw the condom on, then on that'll save the stubble, right?
Good point. Good point. You can put
Yeah, sucks
protector with
for
it.
the guy.
With
Yeah, it's a
a
condom though.
yeah, I know. Let's see. I eat a lot of peanut butter, Chomo. Started dating a new girl with a peanut allergy. Is it possible my man Mayo gives the queen above 18 allergic reaction? I do not believe that would happen. That does
Unless
not
he
make sense.
fucks the jar of peanut butter, right?
Yeah. Boyfriend gave me chlamydia. Oh my goodness. Let's look at some of these. Vegetable oil for lube. I don't know about that. Let's move along. Let's go to some TikTok, shall we? Let's do it.
Yeah, let's we got a fun batch for you.
All right. I am ready. Uh-oh. Oh my.
Hell yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Wow.
What's going on with those teeth?
What is going on with those teeth? It's like a mouthful of, it's like Bugs Bunny or something. Wow.
Like, is that are those implants? Like, I know he's got a gold tooth on one of them.
Is it gold or dead? Is that gold?
You know what? That's a very good
It could
question.
just be a dead tooth. I can't
just
tell.
I see a glisten on it. Makes me think it's metallic.
Yeah, it makes me think it too, but the mouth is there. It looks more gold there. What's the matter, Annie? What's the matter? You don't like it?
Fucking disgusting.
It
I'm
is
gonna
disgusting,
fucking
isn't
throw
it?
up.
It really
I'm gonna
is.
Fucking throw
Yeah,
up.
yeah. He really.
fucking throw up.
Why is that? I'm having the same reaction. Why do you think we're having that?
Look at him, man.
No, but we see lots of disgusting things on this show. Why are we
yeah,
reacting to
but-
this guy?
He's trying to be gross and he's succeeding.
You know what it is? It's because I smell this nigga. I smell him from here.
Yeah.
I smell him and it's
Well,
horrible.
yeah, it's his breath. You smell the breath, right? Oh my. Well, congratulations. You've successfully, completely disgusted me and Annie. That's a hard job. Well done. But he's, well, let me see it one more time because I want to see if he's got the talk eyes. His eyes seem properly aligned.
Everything else is talked. Why do you care about the eyes?
Because that's what's anomalous. Everything is
you
talked
don't need
except
to
for
see
the
his
eyes.
eyes to know this guy's fucking.
No, I
TikTok.
know, but isn't it weird that he lacks that? He's completely TikToked otherwise.
He's wearing a studded cowboy
I know
hat.
he's got a Fed smoker hat.
Hell yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, got that accent and stuff. It's so crazy. All right, next. Let's get another one. Wait. What's on his hat? What is that thing on his hat?
It's studs, like punk rock studs.
It looks like
a skull, a metallic skull that's pressed onto it.
Is that what that is?
That's what it looks like? Or maybe something satanic? I don't know.
No, it's like a. Can anybody help me? Anybody see it? It's sort of a
I
weird.
get chills looking at him. Can't do it. Can't do it.
Oh, maybe it's a
Can't
dog.
stand
Maybe
it's like a
metallic
weird
dog.
cartoony thing, right?
I think you might be right, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's get out of there.
Well, he doesn't have the TikTok guy, so I think he is
He's fully
cleared.
talked. He's one of the exceptions. You can have every talk element. You're dismissed from the eye. Clearly.
Can we all just get along and forgive one another, please? Whoever's ever out there, if y'all hear this, please forgive me and forget, please.
So I'm guessing this young lady said something not so great on TikTok and you got attacked, right? And now is feeling bad about it. She's got a picture of her mom over her head. It does make me sad. She's got a little, what is that spray over her head there?
Looks like Febreze.
Yeah, it's Febreze. A bunch of Coke bottles and, all right. Just something she's not as talked as the other guy. Great hair, by the way. But something a little bit appealing about her. I feel sorry for you. Let's keep going.
You said she's not as? Is that what I heard?
Not as talked as that dude. No. Come on. Come on.
I mean,
what am I missing?
You're the doctor, man.
What am I missing? You think she's fully talked like that guy? Are you disgusted with this girl also?
No, I'm not disgusted.
Well, that's why we're not as talked, right? That guy was fully goner.
I don't think TikTok means disgusting.
Well, but it doesn't.
Wait, are you interchanging TikTok with cool guy? Because you've been thinking wrong this whole time.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Okay.
No. TikTok is a whole different avenue. But I don't think she belongs here, but she's not fully talked, right? No. Let's see it again. Maybe I'm missing something. She got some crazy teeth. Eyes look good.
Can we all just get along and forgive one another? Please.
No, I know what you're saying.
Who's ever out there, if y'all hear this, please forgive me and forget, please.
I think this is what this is.
I would just
is
call
that-
her simple. She's simple, Annie. You know what I'm saying? She's simple. We don't know.
This is just one of those things it's a message intended for one person.
Oh, it is?
That's what it sounds like.
No,
if you can hear me, if you see me, if I did something to offend you, please forget. Like, it sounds like she's just trying to give a message out to
I
one
think
person
she probably.
specifically.
All right, let's keep moving on. We're gonna agree to disagree on this one. We don't have enough information. I mean, it's all Coca-Cola. It's not meth behind her. It's like.
Wait a minute. See, I don't think you know. I don't think you're saying.
I know what you mean. I know. She's simple. She's simple. She's simple.
All right, here's the next one.
Oh no. Oh my God. Oh, come on. All right.
Wasn't so bad.
Wasn't so bad. No.
This guy's athletic.
That was hilarious. Hilarious.
The answer is quite simple. It's because I'm autistic and I'm a ginger, and women don't like men with red hair.
I don't think it's the hair color.
I disagree with that.
You think it's the hair color?
Nope. No, I'm saying I disagree that women are not dating him because he has red hair.
Yeah, it's not the hair color. It's not the hair color.
And the line on this is why are you still single? And so his answer is because he has red hair and is autistic.
Well, the autistic, I think that probably
Which is crazy because I think I probably do relate to this guy more than I realize.
Interesting.
We've already talked about this.
About your autism?
My autistic traits.
Okay. Your Asperger.
You said there was a difference.
Asperger's.
Well, I never said that word. I've never said Asperger's.
Well,
but
mild
could you
autism is Asperger's.
Could you even what?
Could you? If you had Asperger's, could you?
Could you what?
Could you self-diagnose? I feel like that'd be pretty difficult to do.
It is, but they kind of know they're different. They kind of know there's something going on. They're not neurotypical, you know. Keep going. Let's go.
No. I want to stay here for a bit.
All right, go ahead.
What do you mean by that, Annie?
So Annie, you have a diagnostic impression you'd like to share with us?
No, I'm just questioning the capability of someone who would have Asperger's. Would they be able to, properly diagnose?
Well, it's hard for them, right? Because they think they're normal. Well, Nadav thinks he's normal.
I don't. I don't think.
And as time goes on, we've been pulling the layers back on some of the shit that is not so normal, right?
Hold on. So, Annie, is what you're saying the fact that I'm even able to think that I am makes me that I'm not?
You sound real confused right now, man. I'm just saying.
You're right. You're confusing me a lot.
Words, man. I'm using English.
He's confusing me too, I gotta say. But Nadav,
are you saying Dr. Drew has Asperger's too? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I wouldn't know.
What traits do I have? This is good. What traits do I have that remind you of that?
Me?
Yeah.
That's not what I said. I didn't say that. He just said that.
Okay. So you did say it again maybe so I can understand.
Yeah, just repeat what you said then.
I said that I'm speaking English.
Yeah.
I don't know why you'd be confused.
Yeah.
And then you said that I'm also confused, and he made the connection that are you saying Drew is?
Oh, I see. No, I was confused.
This is some of the
probably
best backpedaling I've ever seen.
No, it's probably I'm confused because I probably didn't hear what you said. I suspect. But it was essentially saying that it must be difficult to know you have this condition when you have this condition because
Right.
it blocks some of the insight.
Right, like
which
if
is
you're
true.
like if you're autistic, if you're Asperger's, would you even know that you're autistic or have
You
Asperger's?
know you're not neurotypical. That's very common. If you're severely autistic, it's really impossible. Yeah, but the milder stuff, the mild stuff, people usually goes unnoticed. They don't realize they have that stuff. The more mild to moderate, they kind of know they're not neurotypical. There's something going on, but they may not be able to quite put their finger on it.
So
I mean, all of us have shit, right?
once it is uncovered, how do they generally respond to it?
With anger, maybe.
We could do a test. We could just test.
I would love that test.
Oh my God, yes, please. Let's fucking let's test everyone on staff to see where they fit on the autism scale.
Okay, so we've got the narcissism scale we're going to give probably next show or so, and then let's bring an autism scale in. Okay. We'll
Yes,
see everybody
sir.
fits in on this, and then we'll see how Nadav reacts when he finds out he's got a little autism going on. You were the one.
I don't understand. Look, I always thought I
Yeah,
might
you brought
have
it up.
And then
Yeah.
you guys are like, oh yeah, Nadav's a full TikTok. And it just-
Wait. You've always thought
He's
this?
brought it up a couple times.
I brought it up multiple
Yeah,
times.
he's brought it up.
This is a lifelong concern for
Yeah,
you.
I'm different.
It's funny, but it isn't because that what he just said is usually how people with these things feel. Like I know I'm not like these guys, and I'll tell you where though. One of the common areas that people notice that Nadav does not have.
For the record, wait, Drew, are you saying I am autistic or not autistic?
I just like that this is the funniest thing Eddie's ever seen. This is it.
Because he knows it's an insecurity. of
All,
mine.
all we've been through, and this is it. And then he won't even tell us why he finds it so funny, which is even more
He's like, I'm
disturbing.
just speaking English. I don't know. I'm just
Yeah, won't even tell us. We want to enjoy this.
let us in on the fun, dude.
Everybody has all the entertainment they need, man.
All right, that's it. So you did say something. You said, I'm not normal, which is often how people feel when they have stuff, non-neurotypical stuff. One of the, and something you do not have that is sort of the usual zone is people with autism have trouble tracking humor. They have trouble, oftentimes they'll have trouble understanding why people all suddenly laugh together. It's difficult.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't have any issues in that.
Yeah,
department.
so that sort of mitigates the diagnosis a little bit. But anyway, let's go.
And this all started with like, I don't like loud sounds. Does that mean that I'm? It was never just like, hey man, I'm.
We're gonna
fucking-
get we're gonna get some sort of test. We're gonna figure this out. I'll find something. I'm gonna get when I'm flying home soon. I'm gonna take a look around.
Curious, who do you think in the staff would probably test the highest on this?
On autistic spectrum,
Be honest.
I'm gonna be honest.
Be honest.
Well, the way I experienced Chris before I interviewed him, but when I interviewed him, he was very different.
Right.
So I would have thought him. Now I'm wondering Nadav. I can't. Who else? Am I missing somebody?
Yeah, Annie.
No, that's not your thing.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, Annie is 0% autistic.
I would actually bet that I'd be the highest, as a matter of fact.
On
yeah.
autistic?
Yeah, I would bet that I'm the highest. Could be a self-esteem thing,
No
But-
way. No way.
but yeah.
I that's why you have to test these things because I would say no, but we'll get the data. We'll see.
Let's do it.
No, you remember we got all your stuff. We measured it all out. We figured all that stuff out. All the trauma and the
Did we?
all the oppositional defiance stuff. Oh yeah, you were way up there in that stuff. But you were aware of it and you wanted to change it, and then you didn't want to change it, and so or whatever. It's all we all got our stuff, everybody. I want more TikToks. That's my stuff.
Here's another TikTok.
Thank you. Why it's so disturbing to you? That should be a horrible or hilarious. That is horrible. Oh my God. Did the truck blow up? Is that like the wind blew it up or something and that's what made it hit the sign?
I'm not
See it again.
sure.
See it again. Oh, I like the way her window's broken. Didn't see that. No. Or is it a dump truck that they suddenly raised the bed?
I don't know. Something wrong definitely happened. here.
Something not good.
Someone accidentally pressed a button they weren't supposed to.
I like though her window's broken. Before the accident,
Why
her
is
window's
that
broken.
the thing?
It's just she's driving with a broken windshield. Like, what the hell?
People have broken windshields.
Not
They're
that.
cracked.
Look how broken it was. Go back to the beginning.
It was not.
It's like a huge crack. It's not like a little pebble got into it. It's like something landed on that windshield. All right.
I mean,
She just left it.
Yeah, she just left it. Exactly.
Maybe this dump truck, when it lifted, it threw something into
Maybe.
the windshield. She's
I'll
like,
give her that.
Oh, it just fucked up my windshield. I should start recording.
I'll give her
Yeah,
that.
but
But
that looks like one that's been spidering. That
yeah,
she didn't fix.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you.
No,
All right,
yeah,
next.
That's the most interesting.
Wait, what's
part
this?
of
What
this
city? Where's it
TikTok.
going? Where are they going? Can you read the signs?
I see a not somewhere that has a 90 freeway. Maybe LA. I think I see a 10.
No, that's not LA.
Okay.
What is it? It's a hyphenated town.
Here's the next TikTok.
All right. I get preoccupied.
What would you do if I broke into your house?
Uh-oh.
What would you do?
Give you lots of cuddles.
Wow. So that's furry stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Yes.
Nailed it.
And they claim it's not sexual.
It's definitely
Of
sexual.
course it is.
It's gotta be.
But
They do?
yeah, they often do. They'll often say, no, we just like to do something like this. But the cuddling thing is part of it.
Come on.
But and you know the fox. Do you recognize that fox?
Thankfully, no.
Do I recognize
Because
that
it's
fox?
a specific fox they always pick. It's the fox from Pinocchio from the 1930s Disney film.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know why they picked that fox most of the
Oh,
time.
I do.
Why? Well, hi diddly dee, an actor's life for me. It's that guy.
Oh,
Yes.
man.
Why?
Well, I mean, it's just unfortunate. I mean, that's obviously that this was, they were
exposed
kids.
to it. Yeah, there is a childish quality in all of it. Oh, you're gonna look up the fox from Pinocchio. There he is, right? Isn't that him?
I wouldn't say that's
Wait
the
a
same
minute.
fox.
That's sensitive.
Well,
it's a red fox.
I will tell you, it's the one they sort of. It looks to
No.
me like maybe it's me doing that, but it
It
seems like the one.
definitely
That,
is, because this one wasn't wearing a top hat.
oh, good point. Good point. Cheers. Well done.
Okay,
All right.
I don't feel sad anymore.
Oh, you're feeling sad. I mean, they like it. They have fun. We a couple of years, and I did radio for all those years, and a couple of years when K-Rock had the weenie roast, we'd gather at this hotel in Orange County, and take buses into the venue for the event. And on a couple of occasions, a few years in a row, that was the weekend of the furry convention.
Cool.
So there was a whole shit ton of them running around in all kinds of costumes. A lot of foxes.
Were they fucking all over the place?
No, they weren't. And there was definitely kind of a profile to these folks.
What was it? What is the profile?
Non-neurotypical, sort of that zone.
Oh, like me?
Like you. Any impulse to wear a cartoon character fur outfit?
Not in public.
Not in public, but when you're like doing your TikToks and stuff, you get all suited
I'm
up.
doing my TikToks. Yeah, I'm like, hey guys, here's what makes me come, and then I put on a fox head, and I'm like, stick a finger in my ass, and then we'll have a lot of fun.
You still
That's
feel-
all a joke. That is all a joke.
still
I
feel
don't
comfortable
have a fucking fox costume at home.
But he does put his finger in his ass. But
Sure,
anyway,
who does- yeah.
Okay, keep going. Sure, who doesn't?
I actually, I did I live streamed an event once from I think it was called PonyCon.
Oh yeah.
think it was
Oh, that's the
PonyCon.
wildest stuff. Yeah.
So it might be what you're talking about because I think it was in Orange County.
Yeah, they've got a lot of them there. They've got a bunch of them in Orange County. In fact, PonyCon. Let's see.
It was that My Little Pony.
Yeah,
My Little Pony.
yeah.
That was the thing, and there were tons of furries there at this.
Yeah,
And it's
there they
all
are.
dudes that are fans.
Oh,
of it, right?
always dudes. Yeah. I mean, there were chicks, but it was I mean, I feel like every convention though is 90% dudes.
Humans are incredible.
It was wild. Yeah, people were coming. It was the weirdest thing to have people coming up to me, talking like we're just talking like people, and they had on fucking a
Full
cat
gear.
suit. Like,
Full
I'm like,
gear.
you're just talking to me.
Yeah,
Like,
and I remember. Ooh, look, what is that?
Oh, BronyCon.
Oh, BronyCon.
that's
another.
the same thing.
It's a little different. Isn't Brony? Well, there's also My Pony. Anyway, I don't.
Brony is just dude fans of My Little Pony.
Exactly.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's that
Which
one.
is the same thing. PonyCon.
Is it?
Mhm.
Okay.
Totally. Yeah.
Okay. So bronies. And I remember back when, again, back to the Loveline days, we interviewed a couple of sort of S&M, sort of, what are they called, madams? And the one thing that stayed with me that this one woman was telling me about, she goes, oh yeah, I ride on Cinderella's carriage, her carriage to the ball. And this dude likes getting on a pony outfit, and we harness him up with a bridle and everything, and he pulls the Cinderella's carriage. I'm like, what? And they had a paddock. They have a paddock.
A paddock?
Like an indoor rink for horses, and like to go around in. And the paddock, they would run around like horses in the paddock, and I think it was indoors. Anyway, it's just a contained space for horses. I think she said it was indoors, and they would then pull the carriage around the. I should have asked the appropriate question, which was, do they produce brown while they're running around? Does somebody come shovel that up?
I think there's probably an emergency poop chute in all this.
Oh my God. No. I mean, if they're really doing the horse thing, are we going to drop some road apples here and there just to really have depends how, I don't know. Anyway, the idea of a grown man pulling Cinderella's chariot or whatever, dressed up like a horse was just, and they said they wore like, big plumes on their head, big feathers and stuff. I could never get my head around it.
It's a vibe.
Anybody? Can you help me?
I mean, I definitely didn't understand when I was at that PonyCon thing, but it was like, at the end of the day, again, they were talking to me like normal fucking people.
Yeah, they're not
were
bad
having
people.
fun.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, well, there's nothing. They're just unusual, and what, again, we're trying to understand why it's appealing, right? I mean, it's not. What's the motivation? Why would you do that? And why is it appealing? Not, hey, there's something wrong with you, or I don't like you. I don't care.
Well,
but
actually, how much of a difference is there between like a PonyCon or a furry convention or whatever than like a Renaissance fair type thing?
Well, it's a great question. Right?
Like it's all
That's
you're
what I'm
just
saying.
dressing as shit that you're not actually dressed up as, and you get into it, and you're like, just because you're dressed up as people from a different
great
period,
question.
Is that really that different from dressing up as animals?
Sound like a real furry, man. Fucking salute,
I mean, he understands,
you.
right? Yeah.
That means a lot coming from the only person on staff that's ever been to a PonyCon.
Well, whatever. He was doing God's work. He was reporting. Come on now. So this is very interesting to me. So I think you're onto something, Annie. The whole world of costumes.
That wasn't me. That wasn't Duff.
Oh, but you could have signed off on it. Anyway, Nadal brought it up. Thank you. But the world of costumes has something in common with each other, right? When you're dressing up as some other time, some
like
other
a cosplay
person.
type thing.
Yeah, it always. And do you think it always goes sexual? Do you think the Renaissance Fair is a big?
I think people from the outside always assume it does, but I mean,
Even
like
the Renaissance Fair?
Well, whenever I go to a
Ren Fair gets
Renaissance
sexual.
fair, everyone's tits are just boosted up, like it's
so it's a fetishistic dressing. Okay,
It's there. It's
okay,
there.
interesting.
Yeah, 100%.
I would argue
watch
that
it.
when it's more humanoid, it's a little different than when it's cartoon character.
It's harder to laugh at, but it's still easy to laugh at.
I've noticed, and I'm not going to be able to characterize this, but I noticed there's a certain kind of person that does the Renaissance Fair, just like there's a certain kind of person that does the bronies, and there's a certain kind of person that does the furries. I mean, it's like there's no surprises amongst them. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
I mean, in none of them do I find the tight end from the Oakland Raiders. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, or do I find an NBA player, or do I find and if it's a captain of industry, he's the one. Strangely, he's not at these events. He's pulling Cinderella's carriage. So I don't know. I don't know where. I wish I knew where it came from. It'd be kind of interesting. All right, I want a little more talks. Come on, I'm good. You're making me so happy.
Come on now, give me another talk.
Come on now. Uh-oh. What does he have? Oh, this guy.
Fuck yes.
It's this guy. Oh, fish roe.
More.
Well, that's cool.
This isn't that gross.
No, it is because fish eggs are fish eggs. I don't care.
It's fresh from the source.
Yeah, I don't care if they're coming out of a fish's cloaca or if they're coming out of a sushi bar. It's still fish roe. All right, good. I like that.
I've seen it all.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So this is her entry into the prom is in a casket?
That's what it looks like to me.
You know, my friend Kat Timpf did a birthday party where she came in a casket. Some people are into it.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's a cool guy. It's kind of a cool guy thing, right? It's not a TikTok thing. It's kind of a cool guy-ish thing. No? Eddie?
I don't know.
All right, keep going. Give me another one.
Still don't think you know what TikTok
Well,
is.
then tell me, what am I missing?
I don't think I could tell you.
Yeah. You're
know,
commenting
you know, dude.
you're commenting on the cognitive capacities, right? With TikTok. Yeah. And cool guys, what we're talking more on the mental health spectrum.
More on like the creep.
Yeah, creep, mental health,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Yeah.
Wait, mental health though, but isn't that?
Well, I mean, think of all the guys. A lot of our coolest guys are people on meth. I consider that, mental health. Or 4-stroke, right? And this is all, to me, mental health. Or I. He was, he needs a caretaker all the time.
Oh,
right?
I don't know why. So mental health is not like if someone whatever cognitively, I don't know the way you just said that. That is not involving mental health at all.
You could be completely healthy from a medical standpoint and have intellectual. I mean, just think of what an IQ is. An IQ is a bell curve distribution. There are normal people on the low end of the IQ curve. They're still normal. They just have diminished capacities relative to Elon Musk. They're just different. But
Wow.
they could also be depressed. They could also have problematic sort of disorganization where they can't manage their daily life. They may be a little more prone to, if they're way down the spectrum intellectually, they may have more trouble functioning if they get into trouble, right? They might have some people with their high cognitive capacity can cover their mental problems with their intellect sometimes. It makes it harder to treat them sometimes. So
It's interesting. Like it makes perfect sense. I just for some reason, I mean, how many times have we said drugs or mental illness? Like, that's interesting that doesn't mean that mental illness doesn't mean what we.
Does it mean drugs?
No. We say drugs or mental illness.
Oh no, they're all together in my head. It's all together.
Right, but I think what you're saying is it's correct. I don't know. In my head, I never actually realized.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's good we talk about this stuff. One more TikTok. Okay. Come on. I'll get to voicemails in a second. Come on.
Come on now.
All right, one more, and then voicemails. Oh, I'm ready.
Please just take a minute out of your day to listen to this. Thank you.
I sort of love him. Wow. That's a commitment. All right, let's go to voice messages. Here we go.
Oh, boy. All right, so these are going to be voicemails that are medical themed.
By the way, that dude, if he were 9 or 11, it would be completely age appropriate. So, okay, medical voice messages. Here we go.
Hey, Dr. Drew. I was wondering why I get so much anxiety at nighttime, but during the day I couldn't give a fuck less. At night I always think about getting murdered or murdering somebody else or having really bad thoughts. But as soon as I wake up in the morning, I'm good to go. I could die right there and then. If you do get back to me, let me know what the hell's going on. Am I fucked? Am I retarded? Let me know. Thanks. Bye.
None of those things. Again, this is more in the OCD zone, right? Intrusive thoughts, repetitive thoughts that intrude into your thinking. That is something that could be treated. It makes me wonder. Another reason that people have trouble like getting to sleep and falling to sleep and having unpleasant thoughts at night is that used to be the time of day when shit would go down in their family. They'd be in bed alone, panicking about what, dad stomping around drunk or whatever it might have been. But it does have that. Anytime there's intrusive thoughts that are troubling you, that is sort of an OCD thing. And that has various treatments. I would think you might even think about some medication for that kind of treatment, for that kind of symptom, just because it's so specific and narrow. Now, the problem is that, OCD can start to broaden out a little bit, so be careful. Give me another one.
Hi, Dr. Drew and the Booth Boys. Love the show.
Thank
anyway, I just had a question. I am a 26-year-old female, and since I was 17, I've been on the birth control pill because I've had really, really bad cramps, and that was the only thing that helped it. But when I was about 25, I decided to take a break from the pill just to see what it was like without it.
Okay.
And I took a break, and about a month and a half, maybe 8 weeks in, I started having really bad gallbladder pain. I didn't even know where my gallbladder was before I had even experienced pain in it. But I went back on the birth control pill eventually, and the gallbladder pain went away.
Wow.
So I'm wondering if you know if there's any connection between the two, if maybe being on the birth control pill caused my gallbladder not to function properly. Anyway, that was my question, and I hope to hear it on the show. So keep them high and tight. Thank you.
You
Bye.
bet. That is a very strange symptom. I know the birth control pill, when you're on it, can affect biliary sort of transmission, how the biles moves through your liver and the gallbladder. But I've never heard of somebody having gallbladder dysfunction when they come off the pill, unless when you came off the pill, you lost a bunch of weight. When people lose weight, that's kind of a common time that they get gallstones and gallbladder symptoms, that kind of thing. And some women on the pill gain weight. So if that was sort of what happened, that might be one of the reasons. Otherwise, that's very, very odd. I would definitely want to evaluate it further. I'd get an ultrasound of the liver and some lab tests. And you should kind of make sure you talk to a doctor about it. Next up.
What's up, mommies? This is Wesley. I'm calling again. I recently just donated my plasma, and I had a bit of a question for one of the assistants, and then one of the assistants told me she couldn't answer it, and so I asked one of the nurses, and she said she's just as interested as I am, but she has no fucking clue. But basically what I was wondering was, would there be any nutritional benefits of drinking straight plasma? Because I know that some things are nutritionally beneficial, but when they go into your digestive system, they just pass straight through and you shit it all out and you don't absorb any of the nutrients.
Yeah.
But I was curious as whether or not, because I believe plasma is packed with mostly proteins, would your bodies actually absorb the proteins, or would it just pass straight through and give you the shits? Yeah, if you got an answer for me, that'd be much appreciated. As always, piss on me, beat me. You better not fucking call me daddy. And touch my cam through the fence, you fucking. I'll see you later.
So yeah, that's an interesting question. I don't think there's much to it. Plasma, there's a lot of electrolytes and things you would get from it. A lot of the products are not just protein; they're actually structures that would sort of get destroyed as soon as they hit your stomach. Really, all the acid and whatnot, then the enzymes in the small bowel. You will absorb some of this stuff, but I don't think of any significance. It's not nearly the kind of protein content that a mussel has, for instance, which is chicken and beef and fish. These are mussels we're eating, and that's just strictly protein, or even cheese. This is a small amount of protein, sort of in liquid, in structures. And I just don't think there's much to it. You would not get diarrhea. You would not shit it out. You just sort of not get much out of it, it would seem to me. Next.
Hi, Dr. Daddy and the Booth Boys. This is Shannon from Alaska.
Wow.
I was just calling about my leg. When I sit down on my knees, sometimes it feels like my femur literally pops out of place. I don't know if that's the case. It's been happening since I was 10. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know if I have a joint problem. But it's only my right leg. I love your input. Piss on me, beat me, but I'm coming up in May.
I felt like she was going to do a couple more. Shannon, you're not giving me enough information. Your femur goes from your knee to your hip. So I don't know, is it the knee that's clicking out and dislocating, or is it the hip that's dislocating? And hip can have a good deal of laxity to it, where it can kind of feel like it's popping out, and you can get labrum tears and things where it actually does. Usually that hurts, though. And you didn't say it hurt. You said you just sort of get this clicking where it kind of clicks out of position. You can hurt yourself if you're actually having dislocation. You can cause something called avascular necrosis, but I can't quite tell what it is you're describing yet. I think because of that risk for avascular necrosis, it would be a good idea if you saw a doctor, an orthopedist, just to be sure. But I suspect what it is probably just some tendons moving across each other, clicking, something like that. Another one?
Hey, Dr. Drew, Booth Boys. This is Nathan from Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a 27-year-old male. My question stems from the lady who called in recently about overusing eye drops and having red eyes. I grew up playing baseball, and I actually fried my tear ducts, and so I've had dry eyes, red eyes for a long time. I constantly use eye drops, specifically Rhodos, to cure my red eye every morning, and like I don't know, 2-3 times a day. And now you scared the shit out of me. Also, side note, maybe that could be a fun experiment to see if you can literally scare the shit out of any. But anyways, I'm worried that I'm using eye drops too much. I have floaters a lot.
Yeah.
And going blind is terrifying. I'm an artist, so going blind would be awful.
Okay.
If you help me out, that'd be great. Piss on me, beat me, and how effing dare you call me daddy?
Okay. So, Nathan, you're going to be okay, my friend. Floaters are in the vitreous of the eye that's bleeding oftentimes from the retina that kind of just leaks out and floats through the globe, what's behind the white part, the part that's round, that's full of vitreous, and the vitreous is where the floaters usually live. At your age, you shouldn't be getting floaters, so you definitely ought to have somebody examine your retina. They also ought to look at your cornea because you have been using these drops all this time. Roto has several different versions. Some of them have the vasoconstrictors and some of them don't. You might look at the purple Roto. Like, you can use moisturizing drops pretty regularly. The problem with moisturizing drop, which is like TheraTears, can't think of the other. There's like 3 or 4 different brands, but TheraTears, Roto Purple, the purple one, which is really just a betadine solution. And you don't want to use it all day because it ends up rinsing away. Oh, Refresh is another one. Yep, Refresh is out there. TheraTears, of course. And the Refresh is good because it has, doesn't have all the preservatives in it because they're each in individual packets. But the bottom line is, though, if you use too many moisturizing drops, you actually flush out the oils and the things that keep your eye from drying out. So you have to use it very judiciously. I personally have found that something like TheraTears or Refresh, you can use a little bit throughout the day, and you can kind of mitigate its effect on the oils with the Roto Purple, the betadine one. The other ones, the green and the whatever colors, they tend to have other stuff in it that maybe is not so good for your eye. Get an eye exam. You're going to be okay. The dry eye thing, there's more to be done for that. You can do hot compresses on your eye, which, again, the problem is not your ear duct, it's the oil ducts. The oil ducts, the meibomian glands, need to produce oil that sits on top of the tears that prevents them from evaporating. And you can actually learn how to sort of massage them every day, and you can do that twice a day. And the hot towels for 3 to 5 minutes every day will, again, gets that oil circulating better. So hot towels, massage, have the ophthalmologist describe it to you how you do it with a Q-tip, optimal evaluation, and Roto and TheraTears or Refresh or something like that.
Now, you said something during there that kind of confused me.
Okay.
You said, yeah, and Annie as well.
Okay.
And that you said that at your age, you shouldn't be getting floaters. I thought everyone has floaters.
Floaters sort of kick in. If you had head injuries, you can get them. Floaters sort of kick in. You can have them at any age. You can. But they sort of really start happening in 40s and 50s. That's when I mean, it's kind of unusual for a 20-year-old to have
But
floaters.
it's like not enough where it like blurs vision or fucks with my vision.
Oh,
It's
no,
just
you're
if
not
you-
talking about floaters. You're talking about mouche volant. You're talking about those things, those clear things that kind of move past your eye.
Yeah, right, isn't that a yeah.
Floaters are black. Floaters are black blobs that move across your vision.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
that's,
go
I'm
to a
glad
doctor,
you.
dude.
I'm glad you brought that up. So if you're looking, we all have the French call it the mouche volant, which is the flying thing.
The bourgeoisie.
It's sort of just something that's just moving across your cornea, just debris essentially, and you sort of see it as this kind of amoeba floating by. That's not a floater. If that's what he's talking about, that's normal. That's a nothing.
But wait a minute. But that sounds like stuff that will go away, right? Debris or whatever will go away, right?
Yes, and the floaters go away too, but where are they coming from? Why are you getting bleeding into your vitreous? Why is there blood leaking into your vitreous? You could have a
Yours are clear too, right?
Mine are, I don't know.
Are they black blobs moving around?
I don't know. I'd have to look.
You have to stop dissociating and think about it.
Can't see it.
No. They just go and move through, and that's the end of it. You can't find them.
No, I can find. No, mine are there. Mine don't leave, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. The floaters move. They float. They float across your vision. And when you're middle age and older, that happens. But when you're younger, you'll think, hey, is there a clotting problem? Is that why he's bleeding? Is there a retinal problem? Is that why he's bleeding? Or is he talking about something that's just a nothing? I can't tell.
Because I do have crazy sensitive eyes. I always have had really sensitive eyes. This is kind of scaring me. So what could go wrong if they're? I mean, you don't even know what it could possibly be.
What are you describing? I don't know what you're describing.
It's like the floaties, the little fucking,
But if they're not black, then
are
it
they
sounds
clear?
like you have nothing to worry about.
Are they
right,
like
Drew?
little outlines that kind of move by?
I think so.
Okay, that's a nothing.
But they don't go away though.
Right, but like for example, because I think I've had this.
I mean, they
too,
stay.
Like
They stay in place.
And no, because if you look in a certain direction, they'll start floating towards the direction you're looking at. Right.
Well, no, that like let's say I have a fucking glob that's like this, and then like two little dots. That is always there. Like. My whole life, if I were to look down, I can kind of remember. Oh yeah, that's where the little fucking
so
big dot, little dot. Yeah, like
yeah. So
not
that is
stationary.
something in your retina that there you may have some pigment or something in there that's sort of giving a little sort of blind spot, quite literally. I somebody you're getting up there, and it's time to get your eyes checked.
Well, hold on.
But it doesn't worry me at all.
Oh, okay.
It
So
doesn't
it's like
worry
it's
me.
not nothing's gonna break from that. You know what I'm saying?
No, I would want to know what that
Only if
was.
it goes untreated.
Well, no. I would want to know what that was because anything sort of retinal periphery certain things can predispose to retinal tears and retinal detachments. And again, when you get older, you'd want to kind of prepare for that. So I don't know. I just want to know what it was. I get nervous when I can't explain things medically. When I can explain them and I can define them and I know what they are, I can tell you exactly what to expect, and I feel good about it. So when it's like I'm not quite sure what this is yet, I need somebody to examine that retina, and they find a nothing. Well, guess what? It's a nothing. We can stop worrying about it.
Perfect.
And even
I
if
won't
it's a
think about it
something,
ever again.
and if it's a something, it's something we can deal with down the road.
I don't think that's what he was saying.
I know.
They said it's a
I
nothing.
know. Andy hears what he wants to hear. I know. So give me another here. One more.
Hi, Dr. Hitler and Booth Boys.
Hey.
This is Haley calling.
Haley.
I was watching episode 162 with that grandma talking about curing crabs with bug spray, and that clip unearthed a memory of when my college boyfriend at the time and I contracted scabies. So we were prescribed the typical cream to take care of it, but it must have been super expensive or something because he decided to order the same pesticide off of Amazon and mix it with lotion at home. Literally psycho shit, I know. So my question to you is, how much potential damage did we do to ourselves by making this bootleg scabies cream? Anyway, I got a gun, I got a Terminator gun, I got a DUI baby, butthole. Adios, Gene.
Let's just all appreciate Haley. Let's just thank you, Haley. You're the best.
Mine is smearing right into her skin.
I don't think who knows how much you guys actually put on the pyrimethrine. I'm sure that's what you got. You're fine. I'm sure it's fine. I mean, if you had toxicity from it, it probably would have been just sort of temporary. You would have felt some irritability and excitation and numbness and tingling and that kind of stuff. It's not carcinogenic. If we're even in the higher quantities, I don't believe it is. And you would not have been exposed to massive amounts. So I think you're good. Speaking of being good, thank you for sending these emails and voicemails, and we just appreciate you guys so much. We love being here. I love being here. Thank you, gentlemen, for doing such a great job as always. Thank you for all the TikToks. And keep sending in good ideas, good questions, good. I just appreciate it so much. 818-253-1693 for the voicemails, drdrewafterdark@gmail.com. And I could just sit here all day, but I'll see you next time. All conversations and information exchanged during participation of the Dr. Drew After Dark podcast or interaction on the drdrew.com website is intended for educational and entertainment purposes only. Do not confuse this with treatment or physician medical advice or direction per se. You must always follow your medical professional's advice and direction. Nothing on these podcasts or posted on this site supplements or supersedes the relationship and direction of your medical caretakers. Please understand, I am not playing the role of physician in this environment per se. I'm educating. I am a licensed physician with specialty boards in American Board of Internal Medicine and American Board of Addiction Medicine.